Good morning, Ambazonia. Today, na number second day for the month of August 2021. Today, I choose for play the song of our Ambazonian forces, singing while burying one of their lost ones. Thousands of Ambazonian youth have picked up guns to wage a war to liberate their homeland, the British Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. While this war is going on, there have been a lot of debate. Today, fellow Ambazonians, the report card and the truth about the fragmentation is out, about the various intentions of the various groups is out. They say, follow the money. This is my daily podcast. My name is Capo Daniel, since past king, the Ambazonian Defense Forces Deputy Defense Chief.
We praise everyone, keep someone alive. We praise God, we make all the victory. God, by the grace of God, all we shall pass through peace.
Good citizens of Ambazonia, we go start today with great victory for inside Munya, for the great state of Fako, where pro-independent forces of Ambazonia that are neutralize one terrorist gendarme of La République du Cameroon, making away with his gun and his good bulletproof. While in the great city of Bamenda, land of the brave, the Ambazonia Defense Forces captured alive one of Cameroon's terrorist military men from the Bamenda food market and was carried into a safe house where he was supposed to be tried and extracted by our extraction team into a safe place. The captured enemy was eventually rescued by Cameroon occupation forces. We want to congratulate the unit that carried out this operation, and for talk say one day monkey he go enter for inside trap. Before I take una go time for our main issue today, when at the report where the international community it don't finally expose what did actually happen for inside Ambazonia. Sometimes it be hard for accept the truth from our own voices. This time not be just from journalists, but we will get a robust, a credible report of which way it happened for inside Ambazonia from an undisputed source. I will take this opportunity for come back to Amba. Forces of Grandpa Bali are continuing their 3 months ghost town and roadblock in Bali Nyonga, while the ADF in Bali also collaborate with the dominant force as a matter of policy on the ground. We call on Grandpa Bali to rescind the declaration of lockdown for 3 months and an indefinite roadblock until the bike ban by the colonial administration is reversed. This roadblock it then bring untold damage to the effort of separating Ambazonia from La République economically, socially, and many other aspects. In addition to the pain where it cause our people then where they be forced for travel long distance on foot, some with bicycle and others in trucks to make it in Bamenda. Fuel shortages, baking flour shortages are already being registered in Bamenda. But there is good news. The Ambazonia Defense Forces have decided to open the Bengui access, and we are informing all traders in Bamenda that they can use the Bengui My 71 road to avoid Bali Nyonga roadblock and continue to supply fuel and other important necessity in Bamenda city center. For the past 2 days, some vehicles have already used that road. We the one for talk in particularly for those who did supply fuel, some of which did already take the road for womb, for no say make man enough fear. Una fi use the road for Bengui. Our forces that will facilitate and they don't already make arrangement for people to cut that user conshot, come off of my 70 behind my 71, then continue their route into Biafra and get access for the Trans-Saharan African Highway. Now, back to our primary presentation for today. They always talk say, follow the money. For over the years, since Siseko Ayoktabi was adopted in Nigeria and his organization taken over by a caretaker team led by Sako Ikome, there have been controversial scandals, division, inside attacks registered in the Ambazonian liberation movement. The Ambazonian people have heard from both sides accusation, and people are confused. They don't know what is the truth and what is not the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, they always talk say, follow the money, and you will find out what is behind the motivation of everybody and their agenda. Due to requests by many NGOs and foreign partners to the IMF, the World Bank have released a robust, in-depth report about the Republic of Cameroon. Within that report, facts as registered in the international system have been well published to tell us exactly what is going on in Ambazonia. I will read in Pidgin, translated, exact wordings for this document, make una know which way it talk. This document, it talk about how fragmented the so-called Anglophone groups are. In this document, it also show robustly the impact of the strategies of the Ambazonian Governing Council. Without much ado, without any digression, make a read them, make una understand which way it talk. The document, for page 25, it talks say the Anglophone politics have become increasingly fragmented. That means say it can be divided into small groups over the course of this conflict, with multiple groups overlapping, conflicting authorities. In addition to the Cameroon state and security forces, there are two competing Anglophone governments: the interim government, IG, of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, and the Ambazonian Governing Council, the AGC. That means say in the World Bank it talks say two governments and they where they compete for inside Ambazonia, the IG group and the Ambazonia Governing Council. He further explains say the IG is the present iteration of the former British Southern Cameroon's Ambazonian Consortium United Front. That means say na the SCACUF then transform itself for me become na the IG with the leadership of Julius Ayok-Tabi, where they began build a government in waiting and declared Ambazonian independence on 1st October 2017 with a reported monthly budget between $10,000 to $100,000, sustained mainly by diaspora donation. The IG has attempted to provide basic services in an effort to bolster its legitimacy of Ambazonian independence. After the Ayok-Tabi arrest in Nigeria in January 1918, a new leadership has reportedly been hampered by allegation of incompetence, corruption, even though Ayok-Tabi is still active in detention. That means say, my country people, they talk say the leadership for the IG, Siseko Ayok-Tabi, is he there for prison, even though he be inactive. And it talk for the side for the AGOFC, the Governing Council. It says the competing AGC is more hardline in relationship to national government and its demand for independence, led by Dr. Cho Ayaba, who live in Norway. The AGC espouses a guerrilla grand strategy. It seeks to make the Northwest and Southwest ungovernable in order to change political calculus in Yaoundé. Importantly, the clashes between the AGC and the IG have led to dozens of deaths in 2018. The IG appears to have an upper hand with firm grip on several separatist militias. Nevertheless, the AGC hardline stance, together with those IG diaspora supporters, has succeeded in silencing IG leaders who privately support a federalism compromise. 4 main fighting groups in Ground Zero have been identified. Number 1, the Ambazonian Defense Forces, ADF. Number 2, the Ambazonian Self-Defense Council. Number 3, the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. Number 4, SOCADEF. So, ladies and gentlemen, we not hear with our own ears a report from the World Bank, transparent, meant to affect and inform money matters. You don't need any debate on this. When I don't hear clearly, I go read them again as a day for English. It says, I quote, "Nevertheless, the AGC hardline stance, together with those of the IG diaspora supporters, has succeeded in silencing IG's leadership, who privately support a federalism compromise." So, since the Swiss talks it go on, the prefix it show the documents the way it refer to, and these documents, if you go down for the preface, it is shown that the submission with the IG group they be making for the Swiss preparatory talks will be take place for Switzerland, and the document where they submit them also for Belgium. So this one na a fact. Now, as we be done the talkam na a vindication, make everybody know. When I hear also from Cameroon, top presidential advisors for TV, say somewhere Ikome, Sako, and the ACT, all the groups where they go for Switzerland for go talk, they don't agree privately for a federalism compromise. Their fight is about federalism. Their attempt for suppress other forces now about for drag we into a negotiation for, on the basis for accept federalism. The Hague of Sea, it don't talk, say even that federalism, it no go work, and Cameroon government, it go only take advantage of such pre-arranged talks for crush once and for all Ambazonian aspiration to be free from foreign interference and to have its independence that is long due. Ladies and gentlemen, if today you are doubting, go and make your search and look at this official document on the World Bank's website, worldbank.org. The full reports are there for everybody to see. The case is closed. Nobody should dispute. The document clearly states, without the AGC and the people in the diaspora who decide to support the AGC, that means the Ambazonia Governing Council, the compromise for federalism in a negotiation could have started, and that could have frustrated the revolution forever and spoil our chances and all the sacrifices we have made for independence. Now, you must choose wisely. If you are fighting for federation, stand with the Sako. If you are fighting for independence, stand with Ayabacho. There are just two camps. If you were doubting, now you cannot have any excuse. They don't try to suppress this truth by coming and lying to the Ambazonian people, that the ADF Ayabacho is working with La Republique. Now you know that is complete lies. It is so ridiculous that we could not even defend it because it's so obvious for us that we are working for Ambazonia. The document is out there. It is indisputable. We should stop being distracted and entertain Cameroon propagandists. Now we need to see a gradual collaboration between the Cameroon government and Sako Ikome, where they don't get a common objective and an understanding already. When we need to see their propagandists, my country people, their military attaché, it produce fake information, fake news for tarnish, for blackmail the egg of C, the ADF and its top officials. The so-called Blue Army of Sako are their main distributors. They are in the same platforms, they are consulting, they are collaborating, and any force on the ground that align with these people, either they are forces that have been compromised and have been lured to boast these people so that they can use them for diplomacy and make the compromise that they want to make. When I don't get audios and audios of Ellie Smith, it goes on and on. We will not crack our head on this coconut. It is clear. Sako Ikome of the IG group are fighting for federalism. No doubt they choose the name Restoration Forces. No doubt they would not change it. It wasn't about stubbornness. And the legitimate leader of the IG group, Seseko Ayok Tabi, is inactive in prison. There is no option for millions of Ambazonians who every Monday sit at home to pay a price to make a statement that they want separation and independence. If the blood of these our boys, who are dying every day, fighting for independence, you allow them to be used by con men for whatsoever reason, ego, ashamed to accept the truth, Ambazonian elitism, the reasons goes on and on. The blood have flown. We must together come and support the legitimate leader and organization and structure that are fighting for our independence. That is the only and best chance Ambazonia have got. God bless you now. Capo Daniel, signing off.
If you don't know Ambazon, tell me a soldier.